noticing yourself here and now. Feeling to tune in to the body, noticing how you feel. Take a little scan. Are there any areas of tightness, gripping, tension? Are there any particular emotions, distractions that are occurring right now? Observe them mindfully, carefully, without taking any judgment upon what you see. Just looking, just noticing. And then seeing if you can release and let the distractions go. Letting go of any tightness, gripping or tension in the body. Work through the body and soften the body, soothing the body down onto your mat, into your soft bed. And turning your focus now on your breath. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly. If your hands are on your belly, feel their fingertips separate. You really notice how the abdomen changes on the breath in. The pillowing, the kind of balloon effect of the belly as your breath in comes in. And then softening, releasing, easing down on the breath out. So noticing the flow of the breath in through the nostrils, into the lungs, all the way down to the belly. And feeling the belly soften, the lungs empty, and the breath leaving, releasing on the breath out. Follow each breath from the start of the inhale all the way around, full cycle to the end of the exhalation. Over and over. Observe with real reverence, gratitude. Thank you, body. Thank you, breath. Fresh new life force in through the nose, entering the body and filling the body with life and positivity. And if it serves you today, feel as though as you breathe out, you let go of any negativity. Choosing the path of positivity. Because negativity is a dead end. A dead end that leads nowhere. Achieves nothing. Does nothing but create tension and stress, distress and pain. So pick the positive path. Taking some deeper breaths now, in and out through the belly. Feeling the belly rise. So we're going to do a little box breath exercise. Deep belly breathing. So known as Yogic Breath. So having your belly, hands on your belly now, if you didn't have them before. Either hands together, you can even have your One hand, your left hand to your chest over your heart and your right hand on your belly, or taking the hands together, whatever feels most comfortable and most natural to you. Just noticing that breathing is life. This is from Dr. Rangan Chatterjee's book. Breathing is the first thing we do when we come into the world, and the last thing we do before our hearts finally stop. Breathing is life. It's the simplest human action there is, and yet the most fundamental. It brings fuel to the body and mood to the brain, and it allows our hearts to beat. So knowing that we can't hope to bring our stress under control without first bringing our breath under control. Stress and breath are intimately linked. By spending just a few minutes each day consciously working with it, you'll feel your brain and body. You'll feed the brain and body with information that is calm, that a life is calm. And when you're strongly focusing on your breath, you're also creating a zone of stillness and a kind of force field that repels those micro stress doses that are attacking us every day. So those micro stress doses have no power. So you completely create a force field of protection around you, that zone of stillness. So let's do a little 4, 4, 4, 4 breath. So we're going to in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. So box breath. Helps lower the stress, calm the nervous system, and take your mind away from any distracting thoughts. So let's begin by exhaling, emptying the lungs first. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Last one. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And now let the breath return to its natural flow, its natural rhythm. So feeling the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Feeling gratitude for each inhale and each exhale. And with this gratitude in mind, taking this opportunity of stillness to set yourself an intention, something positive that resonates with you, something deep within you that you wish to either keep working on or to start working, and make it clear and definite. Make it bright, full of light and colour and detail. So seeing that detailed picture, I am, fill in your intention there. Repeat it 3 times silently to yourself. So I should have asked you to have your strap to hand. So slowly opening up your eyes, using your hands to take your knees off your blocks. Take your blocks to one side. We'll be using those later. So staying on your backs, you can take the pillow, if you had one, or cushion from underneath your head. You can keep the blanket underneath the body just to keep that nice softness to the floor. Going to do a little stretch with the legs using our straps. So make a little loop at the end of your strap and take that around your right foot. So strap around the right foot, straighten out and engage your left leg into the floor. Take hold of the strap with your right hand and begin to pull your right leg down towards you using your strap. Notice and feel how the back of the leg, the hamstring feels today. At this particular moment, notice any tightness and then send your breath there. With every exhale, soften. Focus on the breath out. Imagine with every breath out, the leg is moving down closer to you, softening, softening, softening. Keeping your other leg extended, planted into the floor for stability. So keeping the hips level without twisting into the pelvis. Let's hold it here for another 5 breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Closing the eyes if it helps you to stay focused and keeping distractions away. Keeping the focus and attention inwards if that's how you want to work with your practice today. Beginning now to reach your left arm out to the side and dropping the right leg out to the right. Send your gaze to your left hand. And mindfully keeping that left leg engaged. So not twisting too much into the hips here. It's a good contact with the left leg with the floor. And if it feels nice for your neck, turn your gaze towards your left hand. Five more breaths, steady, with long, long exhales. Make the exhales longer. Two more breaths. See if you can drop the foot down just that little bit more. If it touches the floor, it touches the floor. But don't worry if it doesn't. On a nice breath in, lift the leg up to center, switch hands, holding the strap. So now the left hand holds the strap, the right arm reaches out to the side. Slowly, slowly with control, as much as possible, bringing the left leg over to the side. Bring the elbow down first, and then the foot down to the floor. Keep holding onto the strap, keep the arm straight holding the strap. And then send your gaze to your right hand. Push your right shoulder and right back of the arm into the floor to keep your arm fully engaged. Feeling a deep, deep stretch all the way down the outer right leg, from the hip, the glutes, all the way down almost to the calf, and enjoying a little spinal twist too. 5 more breaths. On your next breath in, releasing your strap, lifting the leg up to the sky, and switching sides. So strap around the left foot now. Extend, straighten the right leg. Engage that leg, keep stability with that leg. Straight arm, left arm reaches up to the strap. And working on pulling down the leg towards you, noticing any tightness. The back of the leg. My legs feel super, super tight right now. That's okay. We'll be working on these legs extensively today. By the end of our class, you will notice a greater length and freedom in the muscles. Excuse me. 5 more breaths. Seeing to exhale, release the leg a little bit closer to you. It's almost as though you need to mentally give your leg permission to stretch. If you move into it too quickly, the leg tightens up. Move slowly and mindfully into all of the deeper stretches. Let's take the leg to the side now, reaching your right arm out. Look to your right hand as you drop the left foot down to the floor. Keeping the leg as high up as you can. Keeping the right leg engaged into the floor, pushing into the floor for stability. Keep that right shoulder, right arm glued to the floor too. You can send your gaze to your right hand. 5 more breaths here. Deep, steady, soothing breaths. Just enjoying the stretch, enjoy the permission you're giving yourself. So switching over to the other side, extend the leg up. Right hand onto the strap, left arm reaches out to the side. Over we go. Bring the elbow down to the floor first. Keep the left arm, shoulder glued to the floor. Send your gaze to the left hand. If it helps with this, to close your eyes. Perhaps following the breath. If thoughts arise, distracting thoughts, then observe, okay, I'm thinking about something, but I'm going to choose the path of not thinking today. Put that thought in a bubble. Give that bubble a little, or a little cloud. Put your thought in a cloud and breathe that cloud or bubble away. See it drift away. Come back to your breath. In through the nostrils, filling the lungs. Exhaling through the lungs and through the nostrils. Steady out, steady in. Enjoy each breath. Follow each breath. Each flowing, continuous breath. Let's take a big breath to center with the left leg. Take the strap away. Pop your strap to the side. Don't need it right now. And extend your legs up to the sky. So reach the legs up to the sky. We're going to take eagle legs. So right leg goes over left and the left. So the left leg stays extended at first and then bend the left leg, drawing the right foot behind the left calf. Bend both knees. Drop the left toe down to the earth. Reach the arms wide. And then dropping the knees over to the left. You send your gaze to the right. The knees do not have to touch down to the floor. Keep the shoulder glued down. In preference, over getting the knees down, because I could get my knees down, but then my arm reaches up. So keeping the arms down and working on releasing the knees down. So arms down, keep them down, and then release the legs. And that's if they get there. If they don't, it doesn't matter. Breathe into the spine, into the torso, the belly. Steady releasing breaths, letting go with every exhalation. Taking a breath in, draw your knees back to center. Re-extend the legs up to the sky. And this time wrapping the left leg over and the left foot behind and under the right leg. Bend the knees. Dropping the right toes down now to the floor. Keep the arms extended wide, palms facing up. And drop the knees over to the right. Just paying a little attention to how the body feels. Notice any difference in the left side, the right side, maybe one side drops down easier than the other. Working with both sides equally, trying to balance out left side, right side. We're not symmetrical, we're asymmetrical, so there's a difference in our hips, our legs, our internal organs. Injuries throw things off. And also dominant sides. So one side depends which side dominant you are. That side maybe becomes tighter than your less dominant side because you work those muscles on the dominant side more. A couple more breaths here and then we'll come back to center. Always being mindful of what is. Some things we can't change. It's accepting completely what we cannot change. Big breath in, bringing your knees to center. Give yourself a little hug with the knees into the chest. Draw your knees to chest. Gentle rock and roll. Just a little rock and roll side to side on the massage to the lower back. And then rocking and rolling up and down a few times. Make a C shape with the spine. Draw your chin to your chest. Another one. And then flip yourself over so that now we're on our knees. Pop your soft blanket or whatever you had to, or if you're lying on anything, take that to the side so that we're on our mats. Let's take a little puppy pose. Starting to take a little stretch into the arms and into the shoulders. So taking our knees hip distance apart, feet down, pressing down into the floor, walking the hands forwards, keeping the hips stacked over the knees for now. Taking the hands to the floor, and then dropping the head, the forehead to the mat. Like you're trying to reach your armpits down to the mat, down to the floor. Stretching deeply into the shoulders, into the arms. And taking a little drawing in of navel to spine, so engaging into the belly. You can lift your feet off the floor if it feels nice, pointing the toes, and then place them back down. You can stay as you are and come, or you can come into an extended child's pose, so dropping the buttocks towards the heels now. Again, reaching the armpits down towards the floor, feeling the connection of the belly to the thighs. Feel as though you're sliding your shoulder blades apart and then pushing your pits down a little bit further. Another 2 deep breaths. Then inhaling, feel a lift in the abdominals. It's like a balloon lifting you up with air. So drawing the chest forwards now, coming into cat-cow position. I'm going to thread the needle first. So setting yourself up into your Buddhalasana tabletop. We're going to inhale, reaching the right arm to the sky, so pressing into the left arm, reach up, look up to your top hand. Then exhale, thread your needle through, your arm through, landing onto the right shoulder, the right temple. Walking your left hand forwards. Deep breaths in and out. Remaining here if this feels right for you. Or taking a breath in to reach the left arm up to the sky. And if it feels okay with your head, your neck, to turn it up to look up to your hand. And then threading your arm, wrapping your arm behind your back, reach towards your right thigh. Really pull the left shoulder back, roll the left shoulder back. Keep your gaze lifted. Push your right arm, your right hand into the floor. Create a space between your right hand and your left shoulder. It's like trying to push them apart. 2 more breaths. Exhale. Resend the left arm up to the sky. And then placing the left hand into the mat. Push into your left hand. Come back to your tabletop. Over to the other side, so weight goes into the right hand as you reach the left hand up, twist the left, look up. And then exhale, thread the arm through, left arm through towards the right, palm facing up. So you're landing on your right shoulder. So your left shoulder and your left arm, forgive me. Reaching and walking the fingers of the right hand forwards, forwards, forwards. Push the right armpit down towards the floor. Option staying here or reaching the right arm up to the sky. Open up. So you're trying to push that right arm back, 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 back. Look up. If it's okay with your head, your neck. Reaching back. Pull the left thigh with the right arm. Pull the right shoulder back away from the left hand. Lift your gaze. Steady breaths in and out. Two more. On an inhale, extend the right arm to the sky, and then mindfully placing the right hand down to push into the mat to come back to your tabletop. A little cat-cow. So check your hands are underneath your shoulders, the fingers spread wide. Pointer finger facing to the top of your mat. On an inhale, lift the chest, the gaze, the heart, and the tailbone up to the sky. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, push into the hands, dome that space between the shoulder blades, chin to chest, gaze the navel. Inhale into your cow. Move with your breath. Exhale to tuck the tailbone, drop the head, look to belly. Inhale into cow. It's almost like you're trying to slide your shoulder blades down towards your buttocks. Exhale, dome the shoulder blades. Push into the earth. Lift the navel to spine. Scoop it up. Inhale, one more. Exhale the other way. And then just working with your scapula. So a little push into the earth with the hands and then drop the shoulders down. So chest drops to up and down. Retracting and releasing into the shoulder blades. Do that a few times. Keep your navel drawn into your spine. So Uddiyana Bandha and a little lift in Mula Bandha. And then coming to sit on your heels or to sit on a block. We'll do little rotations, some continuous articular rotations of the wrists. So taking hold of your right wrist and circling the wrist with the left thumb and pointer finger. Grab hold of the wrist to keep it stable so you can roll out nice big circles with the hand into the wrist joint. Both directions. So looking after our joints, joint health important. Over to the other side. Often forgotten, neglected until it's too late when you start feeling stiffness, any issues. We're keeping our joints limbered up, moving, fluid movement. Okay. So back to extended child's pose. Belly lands on the legs, arms reach forward. And just do a little extended child's to cobra. It's like, call this striking cobra. So taking a breath in, then you take the heart between the hands, elbows down, keeping the hips up, chest down, and then into a little cobra. So squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. Then exhale to send the hips back. Inhale, elbows down, hips up. Slide your heart between your hands. Exhale, push into hands, draw navel to spine it. As you exhale back into extended child. Inhaling slowly. Cobra. Or that's Salambhasana, the locust position. Exhale, hips back. Drop the head to the floor. Let's do 2 more in your own time. As you extend yourself back into child's pose, really draw your navel to your spine. Keeping your Uddiyana Bandha Mula Bandha engaged, supporting the lower back. Spend a moment in child's pose. Pushing the armpits down towards the floor. Slide the shoulder blades apart. Spread the fingers wide. 3 steady breaths. Sinking the hips, but down towards the mat. Take a deep breath in, coming up. We're going to take some pretzel arms. One of my favorites, this one. So you can use your blanket for this to make it more comfortable. So make your blanket into a long shape. So when you reach your arms apart, something soft to land on. So come to lie down on your stomachs, on your belly. Your legs reach behind, straighten out, legs together, but relaxed legs, no tension in the legs and into the hips. So reaching the left arm to the right, right arm to the left. You can have your right arm in front to start. So reaching the arms apart. Choice it is to have the palms facing up or the palms facing down. Relax your head onto your upper arm. Check in on the hips, the glutes. You'll rock side to side to check the legs are complete. So just give them a little shake out. A little sway side to side with the hips and shake out to the legs. Just to check that you're not holding any tension whatsoever in the legs, hips, glutes, buttocks. Maybe closing the eyes here to really focus on the space into the shoulder joints. Breathe and open up into this area. Relax into the abdominals, the lower back, the upper back, into the chest. Relax into the face. Smooth the brow, cheeks, skin around the eyes, the forehead. 3 more breaths here. With every exhale, sinking down, opening up further, more space into the shoulder. Breathing in spaciousness. And opening. On your next inhale, lifting the upper body up a little bit, wiggle the elbows closer together, and then, when it's possible, switching arms. So the other arm is now in front. Really soften, relax into the legs, into the hips, glutes. Just check that the limbs there are completely relaxed and not tensing up in any way. Relax the head down into the upper arm, the one that's in front. Relax into the jaw. Close the eyes. Breathe deeply. Feel your body melting down into the blanket. Heavy, sinking, softening, releasing. 2 more breaths. Inhaling to slowly slide the elbows back together. And making yourself over to sit down with the legs crossed. crossing the legs. Taking your left hand, sliding that down onto the floor, and then the elbow, and then reaching the right arm alongside the right ear. Send your gaze to look up beyond the arm. You look at squeeze and compression into your left side, opening up into the right, and then pushing your right hip down and not letting that the knee want to lift. So keeping the knees steady. So hold it here for another 3 breaths. Big breath in, over to the other side, elbow down, hand down, arm alongside the ear. Open up into your left side. Keep the left hip glued down, left buttock glued down. Three more deep breaths. On an inhale, coming up. And I'm going to take Gomukhasana, cow-face pose. So leaning back a little bit, bring your right leg across your left. Come forwards, lean onto your left knee, stack the knees one on top of the other, and then ease the buttocks back down to the floor. If this feels particularly tight and uncomfortable in your hips, then take a block to sit on, to elevate the hips and take that tension out of the hips. But if you feel completely comfortable with your bottom down onto the mat, then do it without the block if possible. But use the props if they work for you better. Reaching the right arm up to the sky, and then down between the shoulder blades, left hand reaches up. Use your strap if you need to connect the hands together. Lift and lengthen, so straighten up into the spine. Don't push onto the head with the right arm, keep that away from the head, but pull the right elbow back as far as you can. Down a deep breath in, feel yourself lengthen, and then exhale, tilting and hinging from the hips, bringing your belly down onto the top leg, resting your chin onto your knee. Keep the arm away from the head, so keep the spine straight. Draw navel to spine. With every exhale, releasing down, maybe folding a little bit further forwards. Maybe the chin is beyond the knee. Two more breaths. Inhaling slowly, slowly coming up. Release your arms carefully. Give the arms a little shake out. Over to the other side now. So right leg folds under left, left leg on top. Pushing yourself so that you onto your right knee. That's how I find it best to stack the legs. And then easing the buttocks back down, the bottom back down to the floor. Straighten up, straight spine, reaching up the left arm, left hand reaches up and then down between the shoulder blades. The right hand reaches up from below. Taking note of any differences, left side, right side. Breath in, lift and lengthen. Keep the elbow away from the head. Exhale, hinge forwards. Over the legs, from the hip creases. Maybe the chin is in front of the knee or just onto the knee. Deep breath. Three more. Keeping your focus on that steady rhythm. Inhaling, coming up. Releasing the hands. Give your shoulders a little roll out forwards and back. And then coming back down onto the floor. We're going to combine the legs and the hips together now. Pulling the cat's tail. So lying down, you can use your blanket once more just to soften the landing of the shoulders into the mat. So coming back down onto your stomachs. I'm going to do this 2 ways. First, reaching your left hand forward, roll the left shoulder forwards, like try to press your shoulder into the mat. Your palm is facing down. Have your right elbow lifted and your right hand on your fingertips there. Taking a breath in, start to roll over, start to roll the left shoulder forwards, and then the palm faces up. Bring your left knee up and your right foot into the floor. And take your right hand in front of your chest, in front of your abdomen, your lower ribs, that kind of area, into the floor, spider fingers. Roll the right shoulder back. Pulling the right knee away. So this is one version. We're going to do another one just now. Deep breaths. You can even reach your right hand to your left hand and clasp the hands together, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up in front of the chest. Quite an intense stretch. 2 more breaths. Pull the right knee back a little bit more. Exhale, release both arms back down. And now come down, back with the arms extended. I'm going to take a little, keeping both hands down now. Turn your face onto the left side, and then coming onto your left hip, so rolling onto your left hip, keep the left leg extended, and drop the right foot behind. Keep the right knee lifted. And then back down. Rolling over the other way now, so pushing your right shoulder and right arm, upper arm into the floor, palms facing up. Start to roll onto your right side. Lift your right knee up so your right leg is at right ankles, and then taking the left foot into the floor, lift the left knee up so the left leg is lifted. Taking your left hand in front of your chest or just by the belly. Spider fingers, push into the floor with the fingertips, pull the knee away, the left knee away from the right knee. You can reach your left hand out, back towards the right hand. Hands together. Clasp the fingertips together if you can, just a little bit. Pull the arms away from the body. Hands away from the body. 3 more breaths. Pull the left knee back a little bit more. So we're opening up into the hip joint there. So almost going onto the outer blade of the left foot. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Back down, forwards, both arms forwards, palms down to start. Roll the shoulders into the mat. And now keeping the arms stretched out to the side, going onto your right side, onto the right leg, right hip, lifting the left knee up and dropping the toes down behind. The left shoulder will lift a little bit, but the palms of the hands both facing down. Deep breaths. Exhale, release. Come into little Sphinx. Take your forearms to the floor. Elbows down. Hands down. Lift the chest and gaze. Imagine you're pulling your shoulder blades down towards your bottom. Okay, take your little child's pose, hips go back. You'll reach the hands back, palms facing up, roll the shoulders forward and let the arms really relax, the shoulders relax, open across the upper back. Deep breaths here. Two more. Taking a deep inhale, coming up and making yourself over to your wall. Over to the wall, take your blanket with you or your mat and have your blocks to hand. We're going to first do a little wall reach or hangman if you like hanging out on the wall. So have a little something soft for your hips and your legs onto the floor if you have a hard floor, either your mat or your blanket. So then you're lying down with your head, the crown of the head up against the wall. So that's the starting point. And then start to push into Sphinx. And then begin to place the hands on the wall. So we're going to be walking our hands up the wall. Reach up as high as you can. And then let the head dangle, hangman. This is why it's called hangman. Hang the head. Deep, deep breath. Try to relax into the legs a little bit. They will tense up. The glutes will tense up a little bit, but try to take a little bit of the tension out there. 5 more breaths. Inhaling to lift, look up, and then walk your hands down very slowly. Slide them down. Take a little child's pose. Relaxing the shoulders the other way. Drawing them forwards. Soften into the back. 3 more breaths. Inhaling to come up. And then bring yourself up onto your knees. Knees against the walls, thigh against the walls, hips against the wall. Take a little camel stretch. So tuck the toes under. And begin to open up the front of the body. Feel the lift, stretch, the front body opening up, pushing the hips into the wall, hands onto the lower back, into the sacrum. 5 deep breaths. Inhale to come up. Your choice, keeping your hand on your lower back, doing that once more. You can have your hands by your thighs, open up, do the 5 breaths, or if you want to take your hands down to your heels, so down to the heels and then pushing the hips back forwards, feel the openness up across the chest. 5 breaths. One more. On an inhale, slowly coming up, take yourself away from the wall. Keep the toes tucked. Bring your hands down to your heels. Bring your crown of the head down close as you can to the knees, and then lift the hips up. So you'll be rolling a little bit further onto the back of the head. With a stretch into the neck, your chin will come into your chest. Lifting the belly up. Rabbit pose. Also feeling a stretch across the shoulders, across the neck. 3 more breaths. You pull into the feet with your hands. Even lift the hips a little higher. Exhale, release down. Back to Balasana. And then you can do a little bow roll to the side. Maybe open up, if you're on a hard floor, open up your blanket a little bit more. So you have a soft landing. As you come into bow, and then we're going to roll onto a side bow. So onto your bellies. Reach your hands back for your ankles. Flex the feet. Pull the legs in towards each other. Flex the feet a little bit more. Roll the shoulders back and down. So we're going to take a breath in, pulling onto, pulling the feet away from you so that you're really pulling onto the hand. Lift the chest up. That's your bow. Take a little rock and a roll. And then see if you can roll over onto one side. So one side, stay in your bow, and then lift the gaze up to the sky. 3 more breaths. Keeping the legs parallel. And then see if you can go to the other side. Over you go. Lift the gaze. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Back to center. Little bow. And release down. Make a pillow for your head. And then relax into the hips. Little sway side to side. Turn the head the other way. Inhale. Coming up. Into some hip flexor work now. Little quad stretch by the wall. So your blocks, we need those now. Take your block and have it facing long ways away from the wall. So starting with your left knee on the wall. If you need to pad up the top of your foot, if you have bony feet, you might want to take a little cushion or something to just pad up the foot, pushing into the wall. So the knee is on the block, the shin is against the wall, the foot's against the wall. Stepping your right leg forward, so hands onto the floor. It's like you're in a lunge position, about to take a sprint with your foot lifted at the back. Now sink the hips down. So you can have your hands either side of your right leg or bring them both on the inside. It's probably better on the inside because then you can sink down a little lower. See if you can bring your elbows down. And then relax into the head. And then go into the outer blade of your right foot. So the knee is opening up to the side. Really releasing, pushing the hips down, that left hip down, opening up the right knee. Three more breaths. Inhaling to come up. Pushing into your right leg. And bring your hands on your right knee. Shaking your knees in the middle of the block still. Got to bring your chest up. And hold onto the back foot if that feels right. Drawing your shoulders back, hips back towards the wall. Now you go as far as you can. Being mindful of what is happening, what you're feeling. You can extend and lengthen the right leg, the right foot. Setting everything up. So the right leg is extended, that left leg still fully bent, the foot's coming in towards the buttocks. Bring the chest back, shoulders back, as much as is possible. Make sure your knee is safely placed on your block. A couple of weeks ago I slipped off, so be careful with that. 2 more breaths. Slowly coming down off your block. Carefully take your knee off the block. And setting up onto the other side. So now it's the turn of the right leg onto the block. Pad up the front of the foot if it feels it needs it. Stepping the left foot forwards, coming into that runner's lunge position. Hands on the inside of the left foot, hips pushing down to the floor. Come onto the outer blade of the left foot, open the left knee. Head down onto your elbows. Soften into the neck, let the head hang heavy. No tension in the face. Sink the hips down towards the floor. You're trying to push your hips all the way down. Two more breaths. Sink a little lower with the hips. Move that right hip. Push the knee out. Inhale, coming up. Push into your hands, safely coming up. Check your knee is very well placed on that block so it doesn't slide off. Bring yourself up, right. You can extend the left leg forwards. So straightening out the left leg. And take hold of the right foot with the hands. And bring the shoulders back to wall. Deep breaths. Be mindful of your knee. You're stretching into the quad now. Shoulders back. 5 more breaths. Inhaling to slowly reach your hands down to the floor. Carefully come off your block. Back over to your mats. Bring your block with you. Put your blanket to the side just for now. Working into a little bit of pigeon. So stepping your right foot forwards. Bring the foot over to the left. So you're folding your leg into not complete 90 degree, but a folded front leg. Extend the left leg away. Square up the hips. If you need to, take a cushion or a block to prop up under the right buttock. If you feel that your hips are still twisted, then give a little lift into that right, underneath that right buttock. Straighten up, hands down to the floor. Straighten up into the spine as much as possible. Sink down into the hips, and then fold forwards. Reach your arms forwards, hands forwards. Stretch the arms out. Fold the chest down, ease the chest down onto your front leg. Breathe into those gluteals on the right side. Three more deep breaths. Your choice to remain here, maybe lifting the right foot up a little higher, more of a right angle, and then going back down. Or if you want to work into a little, with a strap, folding the back leg, bending the right leg, I would advise taking a little support onto the right buttock. If you want to do the strap work, take your strap and take your strap over your left foot, the loop around the left foot. Bring the strap over your left shoulder and then take hold of the strap behind your head. Facing forwards, hips facing forwards, chest facing forwards for now. Walk your hands as far down your strap as you feel is possible, and then lift the gaze. 5 breaths. And facing to the side. So now you're facing to your left side. Have a little go at pulling in with your right hand, your foot closer to your bottom. And having a little go at taking the foot into the crook of the left arm. Holding it there. And then reaching the right arm behind the head. And taking hold of the left fingertips. 5 breaths. Slowly, slowly releasing the foot off the arm. And coming up out of your pigeon, switching sides. And now's the turn for the left leg forward, the right leg back. Squaring up the hips. Taking the option to prop under the left hip now. Pushing that right hip down. Extend the right leg fully behind, point the toes. Chest lifts. And then folding down, reaching forwards with the arms. Resting the head, forehead down. Reach the fingertips as far away as you can. Pressing the armpits down towards the mat. Choosing to stay here, an extended pigeon. Maybe giving your foot a little nudge up a bit higher. Or if you want to work with that strap variation, taking a little prop with a cushion or a block underneath the left side, taking a strap around the right foot. Bringing the strap over your right shoulder. So really setting up. Bringing the foot in. Now taking the left hand to reach behind as well. So both hands are on the strap, behind the head. This is very, very strong. Some people can reach their foot. Not me. Lift the gaze, 5 breaths. Breathe deeply into spaces that you feel tight. Slowly bring yourself to face to the right. Keep hold of the strap. Pull on the strap with the left hand. So you're bringing your right foot in, pull it in a little bit further until it rests into the crook of your arm. Lift the hand up so it's ready to reach the left hand behind the head. Five breaths. Don't get too small. Super breath. And slowly release. So we're going to do a little bridge now. So rolling down onto your backs. Just stretching the back out. First hug the knees into chest. A little roll side to side. Take the feet down. Lift the hips up. Your choice to have hold at the front of the ankles or to clasp the hands underneath the back. Fingertips touching down, little fingers touching down. Drive the hips up to the sky. 5 breaths. Exhale, roll down. Grab yourselves a little block. We're going to do a little supported bridge. So coming back up now. So peel the spine up. Keep the legs parallel. Lift the hips up and then take your block into just above the coccyx. You can reach the hands down to the ankles. Enjoy a supported bridge. Breathe deeply, relax. If you want to, you can reach the arms overhead. Take some cactus arms. 3 more breaths. Taking the block away carefully, push into the feet to lift the hips up high enough to ease that block out. Take a little rock and roll. Coming into Dandasana. Do a little forward fold. Pushing the backs of the legs into the floor, Dandasana first. Draw navel to spine. Squeeze and lift into the pelvic floor, chest. Roll the shoulders back and down, back of the back was almost pressing against the wall, the imaginary wall behind you. 5 breaths. Flex the feet, push the legs into the floor, squeeze the thighs. And then grabbing yourself a cushion, take that onto your knees or onto your shins. Reach up with the arms. Exhale, reach forwards beyond the feet. Lift and lengthen on a breath in, and then take your elbows down onto your cushion. Take your prayer hands. Elbows reach forwards as far as you can. Drop the head down towards your cushion. Take an extra cushion, or if you need 2 cushions, to use 2, whatever you need. Reaching the hands down the back.
Then walk away when you miss your helping hand.
Scoop the belly up, create space. Deep stretch into the back of the legs, into the hamstrings. 10 more breaths. Please squeeze the thighs a bit. Lift into the belly, back to the legs, push to the floor. Easing the elbows a little bit further along the shins. Elbows a little bit closer towards the feet. As you fold down with every exhale, a little bit further. 3 more breaths. Inhale to release. And time to relax. So a couple of choices. You can take yourself back to Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can take your legs up the wall, or laying in Shavasana. Put your jumpers and socks back on so that you don't get cold. So you don't want the body to cool down too rapidly. So use an extra blanket if you need one over the body too. Scarf, shawl, whatever you have. This way takes away from the relaxation experience if you start to feel chilly. So make sure you don't get to that point. So make yourselves completely comfortable. Using a cushion under the head. If you're in Shavasana and the legs are extended, you can put some cushions or blocks under the backs of the knees. So settling down, closing the eyes. Tune into this moment. Focusing inwards by closing the eyes. Begin to feel into your body. Noticing what is there. Noticing what is there, but without trying to change anything. Notice if there are any areas of tension or tightness that are still holding and clinging on. Let go of that grip. Let go of that tension. Send the breath there to soothe and dissolve that tension away. Feeling the muscles of the face relax. Brow, forehead, the cheeks, the jaw. Unclench the jaw, separate the teeth. Allow the tongue to rest heavily and effortlessly in the roof of your mouth. And to help you focus, mentally noting silently to yourself, I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Silently recognize each breath in and each breath out. So letting go of attachment, letting go of concern, letting go of what came before, and letting go of what comes next, what comes later. Breathe into this moment. Hold on to this moment, each breath at a time. Hold on to nothing but each breath. Notice that each breath follows the next. Breathe in now. Breathe out now. Scanning through the body, how you feel now in this moment. Accepting what you see, accepting what you feel completely, with compassion and with gratitude and with kindness. Not everything has to be perfect. Sometimes we strive for perfectionism. But in some cases, perfection or perfect does not exist. You can be close to perfect, 80% say, maybe even surpassing 80%. But striving for perfection can create a great deal of stress and pressure. Trying to change what's not changeable, not accepting what is. But control is an illusion. It does not matter. What matters is now, and what matters is what it is. Practice what is. Move on and let go of attachments to perfectionism. For you are enough in this moment, exactly as you are. Practice what is and move on. I read yesterday, or I heard yesterday, what Pablo Picasso said. If I do not have red, I will use blue. I think that really sums it up beautifully. So looking fully inwards, be kind with yourself. Generate gratitude for what is, for you are enough exactly as you are in this moment. generating spaciousness in your heart for love and care, compassion, peace and joy. Slowly wiggling your fingers and toes. Bringing your awareness back to the space in the room. Reaching your arms overhead, stretching your legs long, give yourself a stretch. Keeping the eyes closed for the moment, a little bit longer. If you're ready, roll over onto your right side, curl up there, breathing into a little tight ball, little embryonic position, giving yourself comfort and self-care. Give yourself a grateful, loving hug. And then slowly making your way up to a cross-legged seated position. Crossing the legs comfortably. Lengthening the spine tall without rigidity, without stiffness. Soften into your shoulders, into your arms. Soften into the face, into the neck. Give a little smile on the corner of your lips. Rubbing your hands together, generating some warmth and energy between your hands. Charging them up for a little defibrillators, if you like. Charging your hands up with energy, electromagnetic energy. Take your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Noticing with reverence and gratitude the strong beat of your heart and the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. As you breathe your life in, positively breathing in, softening and releasing on the exhale. Remembering to take the path of positivity every day and giving yourself time, giving yourself precious time to take note of your heart beating, your body breathing, your life flowing. May your heart be full of love and care and kindness, peace and joy. Have a wonderful Sunday, friends. Taking your hands to your heart center. Honor yourself. Honor your practice. And give thanks for the time, that precious gift of time that you have given yourself today. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully, if you feel really relaxed today, I tried to make that one a little bit gentler today. Just felt we maybe needed it. Well, maybe I just needed it. So take care, friends, and I'll see you here next week for some more yoga and a few other little bit of fun stuff. Have fun too. It's not all serious. Gotta have fun with it. So have fun, enjoy, and have a wonderful Sunday. See you soon. Take care. Bye.